Hey everyone, welcome to the Clips channel. Did you know this isn't our main channel? Yeah, you should subscribe over and find our main videos and our streams as well. We also have a podcast that you can find wherever podcasts can be found, so explore the internet. See you there. Mr. Starfield, how are you doing today?
I'm Mr. Starfield?
Mr. Star, you see, in an offline conversation, I guess
you
it was
can't
technically offline.
That's not how podcasts work. You can't.
I'm just kidding.
You can't.
You've played 8+ hours since yesterday. That's a lot.
Since the day before yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It went live Tuesday night. But yeah, no, I've played a lot of Starfield. We're going to talk about a lot of Starfield today. A lot of Starfield. People who paid money played way more Starfield than I did. I continue. The only money I paid was the money I already pay for my Game Pass.
Oh yeah, I'm a turner off her honor on the Game Pass. I come and go. I update it.
It's taking the place of Netflix. I've never stopped paying for my Netflix sub since 2009. I've had a Netflix sub unbroken. It was just a thing I always had because I was always using it. And this year I turned it off because those bastards have raised the rates too many times and their shows kind of suck now.
Damn, you're just checking out a little too early to get the Netflix statue.
Is that a joke about the statue they sent out for World of Warcraft or whatever?
Yes, for everyone who was almost there, ended up canceling for some small amount of time and ended up not getting a statue.
Yeah, so Game Pass is now the thing that I'm just going to hold on to until they royally piss me off.
I was impressed. I mean, it's more just the terrible march of time, but I went to turn on my Game Pass this week and it said I haven't been in there for 167 days.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn. And this time you'll keep it off. I'm just making a Grinch reference. I actually like
I mean, I am back on the workout train and stuff. Yeah, it sucks. I did my post FanFest break. I look good for FanFest. And, I enjoyed myself, my heavy carbs, but I'm getting back to it. I got a 5K in late October. Running.
Nice. I'm gonna tell you that you're doing too much, even though it's not my life. It's yours.
I like keeping busy. Speaking of which,
let me tell you.
No, let me do me real quick. Because I'm gonna do the thing, Gary. I'm gonna do the thing. I want everyone to know. I want you to have heard from me, not the internet. Because we're all good friends here. Everyone listen, you're good friends. You're great. And I want to make sure you don't hear through the grapevine. I got another baby on the way, everybody. So it's happening.
Oh, you didn't tell me you were telling people today.
No, that's happening. Well, I don't want them finding out on Twitter. That's not cool of you. So the family know, the close friends know. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But baby due in April. So right back on the train. Speaking of being busy,
on the baby train.
It's all gonna be crazy busy again. But looking forward to it. I'm happy.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
it's gonna be right with a move coming up.
Yep. Well, hey, why do you think we're moving, right? Why do you think I keep saying, oh, we need a bigger place? Mysterious how that happened about a month ago. I started talking
Dude,
like
there's been so many comments.
Weird,
You've
right?
had so many comments recently where I've had to check myself. Where I'm like, oh yeah, because we're another brick in the wall. I love that song.
You did great. Because you found out a month ago or longer ago. I'm not sure.
It has sucked. I want you all to know it has sucked. Because as soon as I find anything out about Kyle, we talk to each other more than we talk to our family at this point. Anytime anything new happens to Kyle, because Kyle is the same person day in and day out. Transformers and crappy anime. That's basically Kyle. And so when anything new happens with Kyle, I'm like, yes, fuel for the being friends publicly on Stream Fire. New thing to make a reference to, new thing for in-jokes. I'm going to put this into my Rolodex of things to say and react to when Kyle's on his shit again. And this has been one where I'm just like, just gotta shut the brain off.
Yep.
Just no, file it away. Congrats, man.
Thank you. I think the hardest one was we were doing a memory lane on stream, and everyone was like, "Yeah, I remember, those days back when Kyle didn't have 2 kids," and I was like, "Yeah, only 2, only 2." Bold face lied to you. I apologize, everybody, but you want to make sure you do all the doctor's appointments before you go announcing anything. So we are G2G in that department, and I look forward to it. And I apologize for my upcoming April absence, as I will once again disappear for my 2 weeks. But then I shall return.
I'm down to whimsy. Y'all are gonna be mine in April.
All right.
I get to do whatever I want. Anything I want. Anything I want. I'll get us demonetized. I'll do a bass stream and play a bunch of copyrighted music.
Yeah. Oh, so well then. Yeah, you'll get demonetized.
Yeah. I mean, people do music streams all the time, and I think you just accept that you're not going to be able to monetize that VOD.
Yeah,
you just accept it.
You also get all kinds of weird people making claims, and it's too much work to try to tell them no. So you just end up editing out the part. It's it's a weird internet.
Can't wait for my hot tub. Ooh, Chad wants a hot tub stream. Ooh,
do you have a hot tub?
Ooh, I do. It's on its way out.
I mean,
we got one from a friend who was throwing it out, and we've managed to keep it alive for roughly 3 years. And the most recent thing to break, a guy came out and said, I wouldn't bother. So
can't be that popular in Florida to tub it
They're
up.
pretty popular. They're pretty
evening?
popular. Yeah. No, they're it's nice. I mean, it gets too cold to swim here, so you get in the hot tub.
Just all the steam. This is like what you live in. It's just steam all the time.
Yeah, but it's steam you want to be in because you're also fully immersed in hot water while you're doing it.
Steam by choice.
It's escapable steam as opposed to the ambient air, which is inescapable steam.
Well, as we just noted, and I'll segue here for you, we did not get it on Steam. We got it on Game Pass. There you go.
And if you'd like to help us pay for Game Pass, check out supportourbromance.com. That is where you can go. It'll whisk you away to the wonderful land of our Patreon. Starfield is badass.
Oh, the review. Oh, the review is here.
Starfield is bad. I'm enjoying it. I'm kind of smitten. I'm a Bethesda hater.
Yes, you are.
I am a self-proclaimed Bethesda hater. Mostly because of Fallout. I think Fallout is the ugliest game I've ever set eyes upon.
It's brown.
Yes, that's it. That's you. Congratulations, Kyle. You could be Fallout's art director.
It's got charm. It's got a lot of charm under the surface. I love Fallout 3. I grew up visiting my grandparents in DC, so I was very familiar with the mall and the whole layout of that area. Of course, half of it's made up. Like that isn't the actual layout of the museums and whatnot, but still. I just kind of instantly fell in love with Fallout 3. And then I was like, wait a minute. These crazy bastards make medieval things? Oh my God. And I went back to Oblivion and tried that out. I tried Morrowind when I was very young and just did not understand chance to hit. Like, imagine, tell a kid, like, you have a chance to miss and you don't know why. This game sucks. So you move on with your life. But
that's how I felt, except I was an adult playing Fallout 3. And I'm like, what do you mean I have a chance to miss? I aimed. I can aim in this game.
And that was super chill. I liked being able to lock on, and Oblivion was just a slam dunk for me. You got your Patrick Stewarts, your Sean Beans, make your own spells, becoming a vampire by accident and slowly burning in the sun, and you're having bad dreams. Like, it was such a layered, organic experience. And then I went back to Fallout 3 and loved that. And then New Vegas is a very different vibe. I know a lot of people really like the Obsidian groove.
That's the one everyone tells me I should play.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
It's a bit more, would I say linear? It's much beloved, but Obsidian has a certain style to the way they do things. And it does lead to a great amount of interactivity with things like your stats. Like Obsidian really thinks through, oh, what if you showed up with 2 intelligence to this conversation? What would that look like? And that's cool. But it's a little funny. Like, Obsidian's funny in a way that, like, doesn't work for me. We all have these things that you butt heads with, innocent things, right? You're just like, oh, that movie isn't my kind of humor. Magica wasn't my kind of humor. It was just references.
That's Borderlands for me.
And for me, like, super mutants, like that, they're not all that funny. Like, you put a super mutant in a grandma's outfit, and he's like, "Dearie, I'm here." I'm like, You call your mayor like, Mayor, what's a booble? And like, oh, silly name. I'm not captured by you. But Fallout had this charm of being creepy, working your way through this abandoned office building, getting a little spooky. Super mutants are looking for you, and so you turn on old-timey radio. And you're like, oh my God, like I'm transported. Like this is such a vibe. And so Starfield comes out, and I think it's just a different vibe. It's a very, very different NASA punky atmosphere. And it's bizarre to see honestly, it's just weird to see the dialogue on it. Walk away. It's a weird one. It's a weird one for sure. Just
there's a lot of people that seem just angry this game exists, which is weird. There's a lot of people that want to compare it to Baldur's Gate 3, which I get because it just came out. If nothing else, because of proximity, I understand the comparison to Baldur's Gate 3. I don't understand the comparison to Cyberpunk that I keep seeing.
I see that.
Also,
yeah, it's like a first person, talk to people, wander around
bit,
thing.
But the style of game between something that CD Projekt Red makes and something that Bethesda makes is very, very different. Also, I want to remind everybody that Cyberpunk was barely playable at launch, whereas Starfield is Bethesda playable at launch, which is more playable than Cyberpunk was at launch.
Yeah, I got an hour. I played an hour. And I'm showing my gameplay here to the live viewers. And as you can see, I get shot with lasers every time I leave a conversation in the mine because they're currently looking at me as I walk away to engage their laser to go back to mining. So every person I talk to in this damn tunnel shoots me right afterwards because they're about to turn back to working. It's Bethesda Clunk. And if you're not familiar with it, to me, the trailer that played however long ago that was, where I think it was Todd Howard, was like, it's still a Bethesda game through and through. That was all you needed to know. Any sort of imaginings you put on top of it was your imagination. It is a beautiful, fresh coat of paint. Maybe you disagree with the beautiful part, but it is a fresh coat of paint on Fallout 3. It's going to play like Fallout 3. And it might have a different theme. It might have a different atmosphere. It might be more your jam, but all the Bethesda clunk's there. And if that is too much for your immersion, that's the pushback. And a lot of the conversations, and let's have the good conversations about immersion, are good conversation had because it is a game that is built on immersion. These types of games are about being whisked away and losing your hours. And in that way, I don't know if it wouldn't be a game like I would want to stream. It wouldn't want to be a game that I would want to constantly be like, hey, how you guys doing? Oh, what quest should I do, everybody? Like, no, this is something that you would turn down the lights, put on your you match your gamer lights to the inside of your ship lights, like you would go for it. And if you're not, I think you're kind of doing it wrong.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it too, because I was thinking about streaming it, and I ended up not doing it, obviously, because I didn't do any extra special streams this week. But yeah, I've been thinking about like, how would I stream this? And I think it would just have to be a vibe, man. I'd have to be different. I don't know how interactive it would be outside of like what's happening with some people in chat right now. Some people just wanted to fight with you because you're having fun. But beyond that, I think it'd be more like reactionary, like it'd be about how the streamer is enjoying the game or how they're reacting to the thing or how they're making their choices, right? Because I mean, maybe not too dissimilar from Baldur's Gate. It's weird because I look at it very differently from Baldur's Gate. And in a way, this is kind of drawing me away from it because I think I'm enjoying the less curated experience of Starfield compared to something like Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3, the more I play it, I really like it. I really like probably my favorite game this year is going to be Baldur's Gate 3. But in terms of the like RPG kind of headcanon experience, I don't think it's as good as Starfield. The characters are too strong, too well developed, and it reminds me more of a BioWare game than it does. I feel more like I'm playing a BioWare game when I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 than I feel like I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I do want to, again, reissue the statement we made earlier that, like, it's fun to compare these two games. You can't compare them. But it is interesting to say why one drew you in more than another. And that's a fine conversation to have. And obviously, you know, oh no, I have how many D&D books behind me? Like, I ran into a blight the other day, it's like a root blight. It's like elemental little pile of vines. And
Yeah.
to a casual onlooker, they'd be like, great, wonderful, beautiful. Thanks for the WoW model. Oh, you think I haven't seen an animated vine before? Wow, Larian, so impressive. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, it's a blight. Oh shit, I love that guy. Oh man, I've used them before. Is that a bullet? Holy shit. Oh, bullets. Oh my God. So I am so in on Baldur's Gate 3. And it is my game of choice amongst the dadding, 1 hour a night, and it's hard to do. And I set a timer, and it's brutal to make myself stop. I wish I could no life this to just have it out of my life because Baldur's Gate 3 is so amazing to me. Starfield is my, I'll just pass for now. It's my time sacrifice. Is it interesting, the conversations being had around it? Yes. I feel like a lot of people felt they were sold the lemon, which is weird because it's very much a Bethesda game. And it's delivering on many of its promises. There are things that I wish upon it that were better, naturally, for my own fun.
Is this your gameplay?
Yes, this is all my gameplay that I'm showing right here.
I wish you would click the right button when you're mining. My God.
Well,
Watching it just takes forever.
What am I supposed to, like, am I just going to walk in here and be like, I didn't know what to do in the intro thing, even though it says take. I hate this game. That is not my issues are nothing to do with what's happening in the game because it is a Bethesda game. It through and through, it's a Bethesda game. And as such, I think the intros in Bethesda games are always a little flat. You basically touch the marker, you touch the Prothean relic, you touch the thing. That's what happens in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen conversation about the intro, which I just haven't played that many Bethesda. Well, I guess I have played a bunch of them, which is why I don't like most Bethesda games, but I haven't stuck with them very long. But I've seen some takes on the intro of Starfield saying it's like the weakest of Bethesda intros, and I think it's the best because it's so goddamn short. I don't need my overly long world-setting Bethesda intro. I know your world. You only have 3 of them. Like, I guess now they have 3 of them. You only had 2 of them for the longest time. So it's like, I don't need to open the vault door again in a Fallout game. Skyrim is fine, but again, it takes a little while. It's hard to divorce of like the meme status that the Skyrim intro has become from my brain wanting to assess it. But the intro to Starfield is just really, really short, and for that, I'm thankful because I don't need it. I don't just get me in my ship and let me go. That's what I'm here for. And the game gets me there quickly.
I can see that. I think you would like New Vegas in that way because it is a rather short. You get one cutscene and then you wake up in the bed very similar to this. And you know,
nice.
Doctor the alcoholic in Battlestar Galactica. I guess would be the spoiler-free version of that. But he's the bald guy, white hair.
Oh yeah,
really unique.
I know.
Voice.
I fell off Battlestar.
Yeah, me too. But you know, like Bethesda. At least I actually don't know if anyone's like famous in this intro or anything like that. I'm not actually familiar, and I'm not big on TV, so it could just be Breaking Bad people I don't even understand. But you know, Bethesda has a thing where they would often grab like an actor of the time, and then they put them behind bars and be like, do you like Liam Neeson? Well, we've got about 5 lines of him, so we'll stretch it out over the whole game. How's that sound? You're like, okay. Like, you want to meet Sean Bean? Hell yeah, I want to hang out with Sean Bean. Is he recruitable? Oh, hell no. No. You'll see Sean Bean once in a while.
We can't afford that.
Don't worry about that. The septum's dead. Don't worry about it. And I don't know if they're doing that here, but, you know, the intro of these games, just like Baldur's Gate 3, is always going to have that little extra touch of, somebody looked at this 1,000 times. You know, the hand doesn't clip through the objects the way it might in a few minutes. The mouths are a little better animated than they might be 10 hours into the game. That's just an intro. And this intro is serviceable. You know, it's some dudes show up, you shoot them. Character creator's fun.
Yeah, it's a solid character creator as long as you weren't hoping to make an alien, which I'm surprised we're this far in and you haven't yelled about that yet.
Oh, yes, it's true, but like I'm not going to piss up that tree because it's not the right game, you know? It's going to be about factions and there might be some bugs and LOL. And I've heard there's some like legitimately creepy parts, and that to me is like I want to see that. Like every review I've watched has been like, there's some creepy parts. I'm not going to show it, but oh man, there's some cool like stuff that happens in an abandoned ship and whatnot.
I've already I just stopped at like one rando station that I hailed and didn't respond. And just like the second I stepped on it, it was like, oh, this is kind of unsettling because it's just like dead quiet. There's no soundtrack going on. You just hear the ambient sound of space, and that I like. And again, I think that's why I'm being drawn to this. I think it's just kind of what I was looking for, and I didn't realize it.
That's awesome.
It's more. I feel like this is more of a like go out and chart my own fun. Like it will be the game I want it to be, whereas while it's a mind staggering amount of variance in Baldur's Gate 3, the general acts are like that's what's you're gonna experience, are those general acts and where it's taking you and that kind of a thing. And it's not as much freedom to like completely just turn around the opposite direction and go somewhere weird that has nothing to do with the main story.
And that was the magic of Skyrim, was they built they were getting into that kind of atmosphere of let's put some landmarks in the world, like the mage towers out there, the mountains were over there was a city over there, and really like there was a main quest, but Skyrim was very well made in that you could just pick a direction and go. New Vegas doesn't have that as much. It's more guarded by danger. Like, yeah, you can go south. I don't actually know the direction, but there's bees there and they're like level 1 billion and they'll kill you in 5 seconds, which is also like a form of, in a world where we have all these kind of level gate, what was it called when the game auto updates and it sucks?
The game auto updates?
When it like matches your level and it kind of loses that organic.
Oh, scales?
Scaling, yeah. Like we have a lot of games with scaling now. And New Vegas was very cool about that and had some cool ideas.
I'm so distracted by your gameplay in the background. Please tell me this is more or less what your character ended up looking like.
Oh, yeah.
Chat has dubbed your character Meth Santa. And I love it.
So one thing I feel like is missing for anybody who isn't used to a Bethesda game, and I'm clearly like on the back foot here, right? Like, oh my God, Garrett actually likes a Bethesda game. Am I going to talk about this in a joyous way? Am I the negative one? Holy shit! Didn't expect this.
I really don't know what I expected, and my investment is basically non-existent because I don't think about my Game Pass subscription. I'm really into it, and I think for me, I think Bethesda games just come down to it may just come down to setting. I really don't like Fallout setting. It does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Skyrim had just enough of art direction that I thought was good compared to Oblivion or Morrowind that I like Skyrim. I played a lot of Skyrim. That was the first Bethesda game I would ever say I enjoyed. And I gave Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 what I would say were honest shakes, and I just don't like that world. I love sci-fi, man, and there's really nothing like this out there in sci-fi. You can say No Man's Sky, but that's a very different game.
Yes, it is. A lot of comparisons are being made, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that conversation too. And it's not an equal conversation to have. And we're all diving for comparison points, which I think is interesting because I think there are a lot of people who want to have a legitimate conversation about what this game is. Did it overpromise? To me, no. They've straight up said it's a Bethesda game through and through, and I'm not surprised at anything I'm seeing out of bugs or the game itself.
Yeah.
I wish it had greater things, but referencing Meth Santa here, and as I was saying, the thing that people need to know before you get into a Bethesda game is your headcanon is huge because the game's not going to give you a lot in that department.
Yes, and I disagree a little. Like right now on screen for you, you're showing us build your choose your background, and I love this freaking system. It did a lot to like kick me out the door in an interested fashion. Specifically, like the background's cool, but I love the traits. I was like, why would I want parents? And now I love it because I'm like being this space pirate, but I have to go back and say hi to my loving mom. And I really find it charming. And I'm really invested in my character. Whereas in Baldur's Gate 3, I'm really invested in every character except mine.
That is a fair critique.
And it's not a critique. I love both. Baldur's Gate 3 is the BioWare game I didn't know I was getting this year.
No, I think it is a fair critique because
I'm just saying I didn't mean it as a critique.
Sure. But Divinity is a wonderful co-op game. You and I played quite a bit of co-op, and we said on the show that like I felt like we were missing half the game, and I always wanted other characters with me because ours were kind of bland.
I feel like if I'm gonna do a co-op playthrough, like I think you were onto something on a stream a couple weeks ago. You were like, I feel like we're gonna continue the co-op stream. We just need to announce we're the characters. We're not interested in the side characters.
Yeah.
We're just going because it's just too much if you're trying to co-op to also take in Gale's story and Lae'zel's story and everyone else. You can tell who I like the most. So I like. Is it Karleth? I haven't quested her with that as much as the other characters, but I really like her. Problem is I'm playing a barbarian.
You don't need to say all the names.
I know you can change characters or their classes, but yeah, like that's its own thing. And so this game, I'm like, wonderful, Bethesda characters who I don't care about. Awesome, because all I care about is me in this game, baby. Although I actually do like the guy with the cowboy hat. He's kind of cool.
Matt Mercer, I believe, is voicing the cowboy.
Is it Matt? Of course it's Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
Of course it's Matt. I don't watch Critical Role, so I'm not as familiar with his voice as everyone else is. So